The second half of this lesson is the word problems. We're going to be combining like terms. So it says you and your friend's lunch cost $19. This is your total, so this is your equals number. Your lunch cost $3 more than your friend's. So how much was your friend's lunch? Well, we don't know the cost of your lunch or your friend's lunch. So we'll just say yours and we'll say friend. Now, the deal is we know that it's going to be equal to 19 because that's our equals total number. Yours is $3 more than your friend's, though. So $3 more tells me that's plus 3. But how much is your friend's lunch? You don't know. So let's go ahead and call that X for your friend. Now, your lunch is going to be the same price as your friend's, but with a plus 3 attached to it because yours was $3 more. So it wants to know our total was 19. Total means add those two things together. So we have X plus 3, which was the cost of your lunch, plus your friend's lunch, which was X, equals 19. X plus X is 2X plus 3 equals 19. Minus 3, because that's your armadillo. 2X equals 16. Divided by 2, so X equals 8. That tells me that your friend's lunch is just X, which is just $8. Yours was $3 more, 8 plus 3, which is $11. Add those two together, 11 plus 8 is 19, which is what you should have gotten. Mrs. Grabner's grandparents had birthdays in consecutive years. This meant that when her grandmother was 41, her grandfather was 42. They were consecutive numbers. So consecutive numbers just go in order. 3, 4, 5. Those are 3 consecutive numbers. If I had negative 19, negative 18, negative 17, those are 3 consecutive numbers. That's all they are. They're in order from one to the other. So this problem says the sum, which tells me to add, of their consecutive ages was 167. Was is my same thing as is, which is my equals number. How old were her grandparents? So we're going to say my grandma and my grandpa. So we don't know my grandmother's age, so we're just going to call her X. Now, if they were in consecutive years, how do you go? Let's go back to these examples. From 3 to 4, what do? You add 1. From 4 to 5, you add 1. From negative 19 to negative 18, you add 1. From this, you add 1. So if my grandmother's age was X, the next number would have to be X plus 1 because we would have to add 1. So literally, grandma is X, grandpa is X plus 1. This told me to take the sum of their ages, so X plus 1, and the sum was 167. Combine your like terms, so you have 2X plus 1 equals 167, minus the 1, so you get 2X equals 166, divided by 2, X equals 83. So how old were my grandparents? X is 83. Well, X was just my grandma, so she was 83, and my grandpa was 83 plus 1, or 84 years old. Last example here, the sum of 2 consecutive integers is 73. What are the 2 integers? So we're going to call this number 1 and number 2. So the first number we'll just call X. If they're consecutive, how do we get to the next number? Come back up here. Add 1, so the second number is going to be X plus 1. We're summing them, which tells me to add, so X plus 1 is, which tells me equals 73. Combine your like terms, 2X plus 1 equals 73, armadillo. 2X equals 72. We get X equals 36 then. So if I'm coming back up here, X is just 36. The next number, think about if you were just counting 35, 36, 37, it gets added 1. So the numbers are 36 and 37.